Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. And welcome to Larger Curves. Thank you for being here this wonderful, beautiful Friday, August 26, 2022. Do y'all believe that the year is almost done? I do, because it is. And it flew by, didn't it? I mean, I thought it was my kids making the year fly by, because I swear, before kids, the years kind of just used to meander into the next year. And now time flies by, doesn't it? Well, thank you for taking your time to be here with me on Larger Curves for our coffee room professionals talk about marketing with marketing guru Cindy Hill, who will be joining us in the studio when she grabs her coffee. Isn't coffee like a freaking gift from God? Obviously. Can you hear me okay? I don't even know if you guys can hear me. Let me see. Let me see if I can hear us. Let me see if I can hear us. Oh, and Cindy is back in the studio. She got her coffee for our. Okay. I can hear us. I can hear us. And y'all are going to have to excuse Mama's glasses this morning because your girl be starting off hot and ending up. Okay. I start hot and end up hot in here. Okay. So when my glasses get steamy, it's either a good subject or a hot flash. So you guys bear with me. Okay. So like I was saying, today we are here in the larger rooms, the Larger Curves coffee room for the professionals talk on marketing with marketing guru Cindy Hill of the Grace Marketing Agency. Her contact info is in the description if you guys didn't see it already. You know, I've always had questions about marketing, y'all. And so I'm so happy that my friend Cindy Hill is here to tell us about it. Okay, I'm not really liking this lipstick combination. So while Cindy does her introductions, I will be right back. And here is Cindy Hill, ladies and wait. I have to do it right. Where's my sound effects, y'all? You know I got sound effects. Okay. So let's go there. Bear with me. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button. Hit that bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video. And so you can become part of this beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here. Okay? Okay? Because I love it when you're here. And I love that we share time together. And I love that Cindy Hill is here. That is Cindy Hill.
I love your sound effects.
Oh, thank you. It's just in my iMovie. You know.
You always excite.
Excellent. So you guys, this is beautiful Cindy Hill, beautiful, talented, exceptional Cindy Hill. And she's here to share her expertise with us at Larger Curves. So Cindy, why don't you do a little introduction about yourself? I do have a reel to play with you, but you can go ahead and tell the people, and I'm going to let you have the screen.
Awesome. Thank you. My name is Cindy Hill. I am the president of the Grace Marketing Agency, which was founded in 2019, right before the pandemic. Imagine that. So you have to know a little bit about marketing to make it through that, right? When you launch your business during a global pandemic. How about that? I actually started in marketing in the hotel industry, and you guys, excuse me, my glasses are like doing the nose slip thing, so I may have to change on you guys. Let me try this. I know. Sorry, guys, it has to be right. Okay, cool. But I started in the marketing business in the hotel industry and was in the industry for about 25 years. Yeah, a long time. And I actually worked for W Hotels Worldwide. And so I spent 20 years working in hotels and regional positions and corporate positions, and then also opening hotels around the world. So it looked like a super, glamorous job, and it was. And then after I had my son, Caleb, I actually needed to kind of get off the road a little bit. Traveling internationally wasn't compatible for my lifestyle. And so when Marriott purchased my hotel company, W Hotels, it was a perfect opportunity for me to just kind of take some time off and kind of recalibrate and think about what I wanted to do next. And many people ask, why did you name your business Grace? I just love everything about that word. And more importantly, before my mother, named Grace, passed away, it was very important to her that I take the skills. And she always said, "You're making millions of dollars for these people who don't need it. You should really take your money and your smarts and really channel it back into the community. And I'd love to see you work with women entrepreneurs, people in communities of color, and really help them start their own businesses. Because as you know, in my mom's time, there were many Black-owned businesses in Oakland and in Richmond, and she wanted to see that kind of renaissance come back. And so, I used to just think she was just talking because it's your mother. But eventually, of course, it resonated with me. And when you come to a fork in the road, you really have to choose. And I chose to step out here on my own, and I just haven't looked back, actually. And I've known Leah from the time that I was in the industry and kind of made the transition. So she's kind of seen me go full circle to where I am today. So thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate you being here. And like I said, your expertise and your friendship has meant so much to me over the years. And I've always, as soon as I started this YouTube thing, I've been telling you, I was like, you're going to have to come on. You're going to have to come on. But I didn't know, I hadn't started the coffee hour yet. And the coffee room, it keeps going back. I had to keep it in my mind. It's the Coffee Room Professionals Talk. I got to go get it trademarked. It's going to be my podcast, and it's going to be something that I do. And my friend thinks that she's like claiming a studio somewhere in a couple years and stuff like that. So, but yeah, oh my God, let's do some housekeeping because Marsha's in the house.
Hey, Marsha.
Make it make sense is in the house. Hey. No way. Make it make sense is my mod. He's my mod. You guys go follow him if you haven't already. Shout out to Make It Make Sense over there.
Awesome.
So yeah, thanks for being here. Look, I made this stream.
Oh.
And it's just like to give us some visuals, like I mentioned to you. And is this a better layout?
Leah, I gotta get better lighting. Look at your lighting. It's perfect.
I'm sitting right in front of a halo.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, no way. Thanks. Right in front of a halo. Is where I do my thing.
I have to do some work in my home office, my friend.
Well, husband, actually, husband, he freaking came home one day with this vanity with this like 24-inch halo thing on it.
I love
and
it.
I use it for my desk and all of these things. So, and I like music playing in the background. So I'm gonna turn it down some though. As Dr. Heavenly was like, your music's too loud. So there we go.
That's marketing. You're marketing your business.
Oh, Gabrielle is here. OMG. Bonjour, mon ami. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous, Gabrielle? That's my French sub. I love her. Okay, so we are going to get started here. And I put in the description that we're going to do the who, what, when, where, how of marketing. But it's not, obviously, we're not in a college course, so we don't have to go in that kind of detail. But I was just letting us go over some of these things. So like, basically, marketing is you have something and you want somebody to buy it.
Right.
So you get a marketing guru such as yourself to research and decide. And then there's different types of marketing. So you could do content, digital, social,
right,
direct. There's all different types. So what is marketing is what we're going to be talking about today. It's a big question in my mind. I know that it's really important. It's the action or business of promoting and selling services and products, including market research and advertising. And that's where you come in your expertise, right, Cindy? Because part of like your marketing, it starts with the research, right?
Right, it does.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and you can talk over this reel. Like I mentioned to you in our pre-talk, it's just for pictures. I'm a visual girl, I'm stimulated visually. Okay.
Well, one of the things I think that my agency specializes in is, certainly marketing, but also brand development, because I think that a lot of people, get their thing or their service and they kind of feel like, as long as I'm super good at it, but brand development is a huge part of, that kind of entree into, how you market your service or your product, because the branding is super important. We're visual creatures. And a lot of people seem to think that branding is just the logo, and it really isn't. Like, branding is everything that you see or touch about your brand must communicate, right? So, the Grace Agency for me, when people ask why, I am, my business is called Grace Marketing. Of course, I get all these emails every day, Leah. We're like, "Hi, Miss Grace, can you help me with such and such?" So automatically think that my name is Grace, but no, it is my mother's namesake, and it just meant so much to me. But when you talk about branding, I've done so much research about, just the word grace and how it shows up for me in my life and other people's lives. And I have to tell you that prior to my mom's passing, I probably didn't even realize how powerful that word is. And I tried to really just aspire to be everything that, that is, focused and in line with grace. And I want my business to be that way as well. So it's not always for me about a paycheck and about the amount that someone can pay me. It really is, how can I impact your business and how can I help you? And so again, that's why I mentioned that whatever you decide to name your business, you're talking about the podcast, and also with your lives, you want them to really have a great name, and you have this great name. You let me go get my coffee, thank you, because I didn't have any. But I mean, it really is all about making sure that when people see that one thing, they know that that's Leah's professional room and you want to be in that live. Or I tell people, I use the Target story all the time. Like, a great success story of marketing is Target used to have the bullseye and Target underneath. And if you notice, they don't need Target underneath anymore, because they've done so well at communicating their brand that all they need is the bullseye, and everyone knows that's Target, right?
Right.
Yeah, there are companies that didn't do so well and they're no longer with us. Like, you look at all of the energy flavored drinks, that could have been Kool-Aid, right? But they didn't stay in touch. They didn't keep up. They didn't keep innovating and reinventing themselves. And marketing is all about that. So one of the slides that I have up is when you look at all of this, stuff, and you're like, oh my God, so much to work on. But we know that social media and traditional marketing, it meets an intersection now that online is super important, and online is, as important as, how you show up, in person, at this point, because for many months or a couple of years, online was the only way that we showed up in person, right?
Right.
Due to the pandemic. So
it's amazing, the evolution of marketing. I mean, literal door-to-door salesman to now the internet, which is technically the bathroom wall of the future, right? I mean, you can make everything happen here. We don't even have to leave our houses anymore. There's not a guy coming to your house throwing dirt on your living room floor anymore to tell you how good the Kirby vacuum works. You know what I mean?
That's
so
right.
It is about branding is really important. And I feel like I'm glad you mentioned that. It's beyond my logo, it's beyond larger curves, so like I have to be able to incorporate the many tentacles of marketing into my overall everything, so that when you see this, it's larger curves that Leah's doing it. Y'all didn't know my real government name is Leah, did y'all? But
did I tell the secret? I'm sorry.
No, Dr. Heavenly keeps calling me Leah now too. Because,
oh my goodness, I love her. You did a great job.
Oh, I appreciate that. That's so sweet. But yeah, so y'all, my real name is Leah. Getting to know me, getting to know all about. Don't call me Leah, for real, for real. Okay, don't start looking for my last name, y'all. But look, this is Marsha actually has put this. Let's remove this for a second. Marsha is from the Bay. That's my Bay vibe, and she's putting together her first fashion show in the Bay in December, and she plans on doing this annually. And so she's looking forward to this live so she can get some understanding about maybe some ways to help you know, do that on a larger scale and keep it going. So what you just said is really important for Marsha. Even people need to know that what they're looking at is Marsha.
Yes,
Just
that's
from
right.
looking at it, they're going to see that it's Marsha. So when you start doing your fashion shows annually, whatever it is that you're putting together, just make sure that your stamp of Marsha is on it from Jump Street. And it's okay if it evolves, but you definitely want that initial stamp to really get something that people can bite on and follow you through, right?
And Marsha, I have to share a story with you guys, and it just happened recently, but I won't say the name. You guys could probably figure it out. But anyway, when you put together whatever it is, your flyer that you go to market with, or when you put together something that is, it's not my son. He's supposed to be in school right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you put together your flyer, you're going to put it, on your social channels. Do me a favor, take a look at your flyer, make sure that it is professional, make sure that all of the images are crisp and clear, and make sure that it's not overdone, like less is more, right? As long as it
Well,
has.
okay, you're talking to the right person because I had to like re-edit this thumbnail 18 times because I like the idea of it looking like office stuff, but I feel like it was too much. In your professional marketing opinion, would less have been more in even this thumbnail?
No, I think that you're okay because this is your channel and you have a big personality. So if it was just, again, make sure that your brand shows up. This is your brand. Like, you are that person who's like, where's my glasses? So I'm like, okay, this is fine. But I share that with Marsha because I have to tell you that one of my clients came to me and showed me a first annual event that was taking place in this huge national federal park. That's all I'm going to say. And anyway, they showed me the flyer, and I said it'll be poorly attended, and it'll be unorganized. He's like, how could you tell that? I said, I can look at the visuals, I can look at the flyer. They didn't care enough. This is their first time out, and they didn't care enough to get it right, or they didn't care enough to hire the right person to help them get it right. So
Right.
It's a struggle. And I say that because, and of course it did. I mean, they, were sound checking from 7:00 in the morning until 1 p.m. And, the neighbors had problems with, so it just means to me that it wasn't going to be super well organized. So when you come out the gate, you have to look sharp. And if it's your first annual, I don't care if there are only 10 people show up. Girl, make it the best first annual with those 10 people you could ever do, because that influences a second annual, right? So just make sure that you are picky, that you care, that you are literally involved in every aspect of that fashion show if it's your first annual. Because, Marsha, it has your name on it, and your name is important. And I feel the same way, again, about using my mother's name for business. Anything that I put Grace's name on, it's going to be right, and it's going to communicate, our family and our values.
Definitely. Gabrielle is saying digital marketing is always evolving. Yeah, because I mean, even with 5G, it's going to add another layer. We're going to have hologram marketing things that show up and throw imaginary dirt on your carpet next year. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen?
So the social platforms in general, I just keep, evolving. Come on, when we were friends in our former mommy life, which we're still in, but it's evolved. I can remember, Musically, right? And then TikTok has taken over everything, right? So and Gabriella said NFTs, absolutely. So I think that, you have to stay current, even if you just know a little bit about what's coming up. But here's something I want to tell everybody. Marketing is so overwhelming for so many people. And I think that there is 500 things that you could be doing. Here's the thing I want you to accept right away. You're not going to do them all well. So pick three of them and be excellent at it. I don't care if you pick TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter, or, pick 3 things and do them to the best of your ability. You can't fire on all 10 or 20 platforms perfectly as an entrepreneur, unless you have this huge staff and you have one person dedicated to every single platform. So I would say pick the ones that that you understand, the ones that you can do great, do the research, and it's okay to find your competitors and just study what they're doing and copy it.
That is excellent advice. Marcia, are you writing it down? I hope you are. You know what? Cindy, somebody just walked in my house and I have to give him a shout out. Chef Don Don is here. Chef Don Don's in my house? No way. I appreciate you coming in here this morning, Chef Don Don.
I understand his question though. He said no first annual. Oh, but does he maybe mean don't put first annual on your communications? That's okay. I agree with that.
Yeah, you can't put first annual because it's not an annual yet, right? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Oh, look, Marcia said she is. Yeah, and Gabrielle is saying she thinks every platform has a personality and ages. Yeah, like, right, because MySpace is obviously antiquated at this point.
Yeah. You gotta know your audience, but I will tell you, for all of you youngins out there, no, my favorite millennials, you have to also know that my son calls Facebook scrapbook, by the way, and you have to know though that if your business is communicating and your target audience is like boomers and Gen Xers, like Facebook is still relevant to them, right? So
right,
just like say it has no place. It actually does. So again, just know your audience, know your target market, and then line up the platforms that they're on, right? Because that's you got to meet people where they are.
Exactly. Husband, Cindy's in the live.
Hey.
He said, "What's happening?" So that's really excellent advice. Let's keep going with the reel that you created. Let's add this back to the stream. Okay, so these are some of the points that you focus on at Grace Marketing.
Well, and these are just like the 4 boxes that I think that people should really like when they're starting out. Like what type of marketing plan or strategy do I need? I mean, if you don't have these 4 things in mind, then you're probably going to miss. So definitely focusing on your customers, utilize content marketing. We all know content is queen. We won't say king in this room. Build your brand strategy and your brand story. Your story is more powerful, believe it or not, than anything that you have. And the better you can communicate that story. Oh, hi, Sebastian. The better you can communicate that story. He's joined us. And the more it just flows off your tongue. And, if you are in they say elevator pitch for a reason. You should be able to give your story and tell your story in a precise way, literally anywhere, on command, right?
Right.
And then, get your business on, get your search engines, just humming. SEO is super important. And just making sure that you know how you show up online and then how you rank online is super important.
Right. Well, you mentioned the elevator pitch. Like that used to be like the 60-second chance you got to market yourself in an elevator up to the big guy's office. And you just had to sell yourself. And you need to be able to do that to this day. In 60 seconds, because that's what our little bios are on TikTok. That's what our bio is on Instagram. That's what my bio is here on Larger Curves. I mean, that little engagement, I have to be able to like try to get something enough to keep you interested to make you want to come back, right?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, whether you're, you have a TikTok following, or you have a YouTube channel, or you are a rapper or a singer, like literally if someone says, let me see what you got right here and right now, and you can't deliver it, you're too shy, you don't know it, you can't remember, you're out.
Right.
Think of all of the rappers who had an opportunity in a studio. Oh, we've already done that.
Yeah, it's going backwards.
But we've already, you have to be able to on command, be able to say what you do and why you do it and how good you are at it, right?
Right. So now, so the who, you're the who.
Yes.
The what is marketing. Now where? So that's where we get into the different places we can do it. Right. Digital direct, and content. Is digital direct and content different? I don't know.
So looking at all of these kind of mediums, if you will, we talked about branding. Then you have to usher in PR, right? Publicity.
Right.
So that's super important to marketing, but it is considered in a separate wheelhouse. But what we're finding more and more is that you see more marketing, agencies adding a PR person, and you see more PR agencies adding a marketing person, because the lines are kind of getting blurred at this point, and
Right.
one can't live without the other anymore, right?
Okay.
Because traditional PR has also evolved. Traditional PR used to be just press releases, getting in magazines, and magazines are kind of gone now, right? So PR
Right.
now jumped online as well. So we're all sharing this space, but none of these things work without a strategy, and that's where marketing professionals come in. Like you
Okay, so you develop a strategy to engage all of these things that make your business better.
That's right.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So, what would you say is like let's keep using Marsha since she's new and she's going to be doing this.
Okay.
She needs to have her 3 top areas. She needs to have her 60 seconds intro.
Yes.
And does so the logo is not super duper important by itself. I feel like this tree could help Marsha because the overall success has all of these different things. Like she needs to have her team together.
That's
Is
right.
that even part of marketing? Like,
so it is not a part of marketing. Like we will make recommendations on the type of team you need, right? But we don't help you pick the team. I think the one thing that jumps out here for me, of course, is your competitors. If you don't know what your competitors are doing and you haven't done the research to know, what your successful competitors, like the ones who aren't successful, sure, you want to know who they are because you want to know what mistakes they made. But you want to pick your top 3 to 5 competitors, and you want to know everything about them. How do they show up in the marketplace? What does their logo look like? Who are their customers? How do they win customers? What kind of team do they have? How many people do they have? So I kind of really feel like you really need to know who your competition is, because a lot of people I've heard say, oh, I have this great new idea, but such and such company's already doing it. So go do it.
so
get up in there. Yeah, compete with them. Competition is great. And I'm super competitive. I have 5 brothers. And so, like, I love competition, but I do think that you have to research and know what your competitors are doing and just tuck right underneath, real close to them until you can pass them.
Right. It's really important. And marketing does affect your overall return on your investment into your company and that's how you're going to see if your marketing is working, right? Like I like this, and I'm actually using it as our backend, but marketing, you get your products, your services,
right?
You identify your target audience, and then your target audience, does that determine your pricing? How does marketing and pricing work?
Yeah, it shouldn't determine your pricing. It should inform your pricing. So for instance, look at your competitors and they're out there killing the game and they're charging this, and you're like new to the game and you're going to charge this. Yeah, I mean, come on, Marsha, I probably wouldn't charge $500 a ticket, right? It's your first, your first. So I'm just saying that you got to know what your competitors are doing in order to have it inform all of the pricing for your services or for your products.
Excellent. Now, how much time as a marketer do you spend researching? Like, is that a huge component? Like,
it is.
Do you have like an algorithm that helps you with that? Or do you, as a marketing guru, just know that I need to look here, and here to decide how I'm going to help this client?
I would love to say that as a marketing guru, I know all those things. But if you were talking to me about the hotel industry after spending 25 years in the hotel industry, I probably know everything as far as where to look, how to find it, who the best is, because it's something I'm passionate about and I grew up in hotels. But after, launching my agency, I have clients who are celebrities, jewelry designers, nonprofit organizations that are startups. I mean, I have a plethora of customers from different agencies. And so I had to be a student again, right? I had to really learn everything about that industry before I could personally apply my skill set. So research is very important. And I do have, different platforms that I work on that have, like you said, different algorithms where they shoot me information on certain industries. And
Oh,
I
cool.
I do love that. But good old fashioned research is great too. I mean, you know how long we're online. There are times that I'm sitting on my at my computer and 4 hours have gone by because I'm really researching something, and it's taking me, not down the rabbit hole, but to 4 different other
Yeah,
opportunities for this client. So,
definitely. And you guys, you see, she didn't say she got spent 4 hours on TikTok. Y'all see
no,
that?
no. I have a real strict policy when I'm in my office. I only watch TikTok when I'm actually entertainment wise, or I'll give myself like an hour of research on TikTok, because I have to say I've gotten some really great ideas, not necessarily from the videos, but from how the positioning of the videos or what the branding in the back, like all of those.
That's deep.
So, yeah,
I hadn't, yeah, like product placement. That's part of marketing, right?
absolutely.
Okay. So what are your because this has been a great time so far here. I appreciate Cindy Hill, marketing guru from the Grace Marketing Agency, coming through today for our coffee room professionals talk on marketing here on Larger Curves. I hope everybody's in here. Smash the buttons. You know, it helps the algorithm. Share the video if you haven't already. When you catch this in the replay crew, leave a question. And since Cindy's my friend, I can ask her for y'all later. So, we're going to keep on going here on Larger Curves. What are some of the benefits of marketing? Like we keep on talking about them, and I want to keep on talking about them because I'm a noob and I was confused. I thought PR and marketing was slightly the same thing, but you already touched on that a little earlier and said, no, it's not, Leah. It's not. It's very different. And for those of us who are still confused about what benefits it behoove us, what are some that you feel?
So I do think that the one thing I'll say is there are many people who think that marketing people are magicians, right? So you hire a marketing person and then you turn on your computer, and if you have a Shopify store, all of a sudden you have $1 million, of orders. That's
Right.
not how marketing works. Marketing has to be fed, right? So as much as you feed it is as much as you get out of it. So if you're going to hire a marketing professional and give them 30 days to help you make $1 million, you should probably just do it yourself, right? Because that's a magician. That's not a marketing person.
Right.
But I do think that there's a process for marketing, and it does have a time span, right? So if you don't have 90 days to give to a marketing person to basically do the research and then help you with the launch and then help you track the results, then you probably have to figure out how to do it on your own. So if you can't, because it does, I mean, you have to give, they need a runway, right, to take off on. And so that takes a little bit of time. So I do think that, I've seen people make the mistake of hiring, a marketing, agency or person. And you also, the second thing, besides giving the time and allotting the time for takeoff, you also have to trust the process. A lot of people don't trust the process. And I guarantee you the process works. If nothing else, the process teaches you more about your business than you knew before you met that marketing agency or person, right?
Right.
You weren't going to do all of those things. You don't have the time to.
Right.
So when you're wearing like, I'm the CEO, I'm the CMO, I mean, I can tell you that, I'm sure people are right now looking at my website, critiquing it. Guess what? I don't get paid for my website. I get paid to make your website look great. And I'm busy doing that because I have a lot of clients. So again, it's like the hairdresser who, doesn't do their own hair, but everybody else they're slaying. And are slayed by you. But anyway, my point, as I digress, is you really, really want to make sure that the reasons that you're hiring a marketing agency. The last thing I'm going to say about hiring a marketing agency or a person is please be ready. Be ready. And
how can I be ready? Tell us how we can be ready for us to go off on this. How can we be ready to help you help us be great?
Yes, girl. You got to get your stuff together. You know what I really wanted to say? You have to have.
We got to get our shit together. It's after 3 minutes. I think we can say shit. And I'm not monetized yet, but I'm going to be.
Okay, girl. Well, I'm claiming it, so I'm already going to mind my cues. So you have to be ready. So for instance, at least gather the information. Are you an LLC? What does success look like for you? You have to know the answer to that question when I ask you. Do you have, do you know who your competitors are? If you don't, that's cool, but it would be better if you knew who your competitors are, because you know your industry better than me, I hope, right? Don't hand your marketing agency or person I don't know, a napkin with some stuff on it. Like it just blows me away that some people they're just not ready. And if you're not ready, that's okay. But come to the table, like communicating that so that you can get the help that you need. But I would
Yeah, that's an excellent takeaway, that even if you're not ready, just say, hey, I'm not sure where to start. What do you need from me? And be open to working with that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because as a noob, that's a newbie, a rookie, somebody who's wet behind the ears, green behind the gills, all that stuff. Similar.
right.
So
Time is money, and because we just talked about the fact that when you hire an agency, it's not, whether it's $5 or $5,000 a month, you don't have to give, right? Because you're still climbing and building. So
right.
remember that runway that a marketing agency needs, which in my opinion is 90 days minimum.
Right.
The more prepared you are, the more they can get done in that 90-day window, right?
Okay. So prepared. Business plan, is that part of the preparation? A mission statement, is that part of all your 101s, the
Yes.
business 101s are part of being ready for the marketing, right?
I am a huge believer, if you're just starting out and you're a small business, if you have nothing else, at least have there are the most incredible one-page business plan templates out there for free. Like you can write a business plan that it's not going to be sophisticated. It might not get you a loan from the bank, but it will help you start what you need to start and get you, whether it's a marketing agency or know what kind of team members to hire, because it makes you think through everything that you want your business to be.
That's beautiful. Yeah. And it all starts with a thought, you guys. Such is life. As a man thinketh, I'm always saying it over here. As a man or woman thinketh, so shall it be. Y'all got to speak your word. It's powerful. There's a magic in it. I'm telling you, you're casting a spell with your business plan. You're casting a spell with your mission statement, and you're engaging the magic of what your desire is by putting it on paper and making it a concrete universal contract, basically. So you're telling the universe what you want, and the universe has a chance to show you exactly what it is because you made this statement. Get your business plans together, get your mission statements together, and and if they evolve, if they change over time, that's fantastic, because as we change over time, I'm sure that can change over time. But try it, just get it out first. Oh, look, Ayako is here. Yay.
I love what you're saying, Leah, because I do think that, and this is, I don't want to get all preachy, but I love what you're saying, because you've known me from the time that I was like the corporate girl traveling around the country. And I can say that if you can't see it, if you can't envision it, it probably won't happen, because I can tell you, I would have never thought that after a 20 plus year career with a big corporate company that I enjoyed and was very well compensated, I would have never thought that I could walk away from that company that took care of me and my family very well. And I would have never thought that within a 3-year period during a pandemic that I would be sitting in the position to feed my family and to do what I love doing, and that is helping people kind of manifest their dreams, right? I would have never thought that I would be able to do that, and it came from everything that you just said. And it really is like, you have to think it and believe it and execute. Like the best ideas in the world are in someone's drawer because they didn't execute.
Yeah, and we just have to be willing to put it out there. A real quick shout out to Ayako. Hi, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, catch it in the video. Cindy's giving us great free information on marketing. Okay, so let's keep this video going. Let's add this to the stream. We're almost done. Thanks again for tuning in to LRGA Curves today. Smash the buttons. Okay, Now, I know that on your slides that you provided, you have content marketing on there.
I do.
So is what? Tell us a little.
I mean, honestly, you guys, we used to say content is king, and I say it's queen in my world. But I mean, content is everything. People don't want to be sold anymore. I get into it a lot with my clients, and I've actually turned down accounts because clients have wanted to do the old-fashioned, like you said, Kirby sales guide. This is my brand, and this is. People don't want to be sold anymore. People want to be stories. People want to know who you are behind the brand. Like, you're the owner. I want to hear from you. Do you use it? Do you like it? Do you use the service? I mean, whatever your creation of content is, whether you're a content creator yourself or you want to hire an agency to create your content, it's key because you have to continuously engage, because the span of attention span for our customers is very short. So you have to be in front of them all the time, right?
Yeah.
So I do think that I'm a believer in multiple, whether it's video or imagery. I think that you can use all of those and create this relationship with your customers. Now, I don't work in the live world very much. I don't have like a celebrity who's doing content that's super live. But I mean, even my one of the clients I have, the Gangster Gardener, I've worked with him. And I mean, this person is a content creator by nature. Like, before video, before internet, Ron Finley was a content creator before people knew what it was. And when I say that, he was the person who would be in his garden and would be taking a picture and talking to you about how many seeds this particular orange has and how many oranges were going to come from that seed. I'm really like going deep on you, but he was creating content and putting it on a shelf, so that now that he is like this big, just everything from a designer to an activist to this designer of gardens and just the way that people live and how they show up as far as like veganism is concerned and all of that. He's done such a great job with content, and if you ever have a chance, I'd throw a shout out to him because he's definitely one of my favorite content creators.
Oh, excellent. What's his name again?
Ron Finley, the Gangster Gardener.
Okay, yeah, I'll totally check it out. I know my mom's been watching the gardening show. She probably knows all about that one. And the gardening shows are fascinating, you guys. Let's add this back to the stream. Let's see. So digital marketing, you got to have a plan for it. And
don't underestimate. A lot of people think that digital marketing is like, oh, I got to go buy all these ads on Facebook, and I need to buy this, and I need to invest. You do, okay, you do, but don't underestimate the power of your database. So if you don't have a database, then you're gonna pay them forever, and as soon as you stop paying, the traffic to your website and to whatever channels you want them to visit is going to go away. So the purpose of advertising should be to get them back to your website, to get them into your database so that you have your own pot of gold and you can communicate with them whenever you want to, not when, the different platforms say you can, right? And so your database.
So what's a database for the people in the chat? What is that?
When you're advertising on any of these platforms, you should be collecting the information of your customers, right? You need their email address. You want to know as much about them as possible. So when you have your website, that pop-up box that you see where it says, hey, join our newsletter. If you're not sending out some sort of communication, at minimum a newsletter once a month, then you may as well just be throwing your money out the window when you advertise. Because the goal of advertising should be to collect that customer and make them your own.
Oh, wow. Because I have a website, you guys, www.largercurves.com. And that little box that popped up, because I did all mine through GoDaddy, y'all. Y'all go to GoDaddy, go to wherever you go. I did it for free for the hosting, but then I did finally pay because once I started doing everything, I noticed the value went up on the .com. So I bought it before somebody else could. But, on there, it gave me the option to have a landing box And you know what I did with mine, Cindy? I did not. I'm gonna go change it this weekend because you know what? I was like, I don't think I want to make people put their emails here to get
Yeah.
in here. And I took it away. And I was just like, click here to enter. But I had an email option. So I
Yeah.
should go back and make that an email option.
You should, because again, we talked about your brand story and who you are and making sure that that comes through in your branding. Part of your branding is people want to know, like, how are you? Or, who are you? And so you have the opportunity to collect all of these customers. Like if you have Shopify, it's easy because if someone bought from you, of course you're going to keep their information or whatever platform you're using to sell your service or your product. But if the bigger that list gets, the more people, the bigger your ocean is, if you will, that you can tell them and communicate with them when you have something new. So if you have a database of 5,000 plus or whatever, and I believe in quality versus quantity, by the way. Quantity is great when you're starting out, but as you develop your brand and your business, it should be all about the quantity. You have the ability, you don't have to go through, Meta to talk to them. You can send them a really nice newsletter and tell them about this new product you're launching. A newsletter is super, super important. And I never thought it was as important. And of course, when I worked for a big corporation, some other division did it. So I didn't, whatever, here's the information for the newsletter, and I would just pass it on. But I didn't know the power that it had to communicate. And in small businesses, it's your opportunity, like I said, to say, every year, I think, I send out a newsletter monthly, but every year in December, I'll send out a newsletter, and it'll have, not that I think I'm Oprah, but I do know that I love certain, things, that I'm looking at products and services all year. So I pick, my top 12, my top 12 gifts and services. So at the beginning of the newsletter, I'll give you an update on what I'm to, what the boy is up to, what the family is up to, and Sebastian, our little doggy. And then I'll tell you what my top 12, picks are for the year, as far as like what to get your wife, or what boys like, or what girls, teens like. So I do that every year. And I thought it was just something fun that I did. So I'll give the confession, I didn't do it this year. And I got a ton of emails from people saying,
where's it at?
Where's the newsletter? So I ended up doing it like right under the wire, right before Christmas. But again, just make sure that you're communicating with your customers. They really want to hear from you.
Oh, you know what? I am totally going to do that, you guys. Okay, so what I just received from my marketing guru friend, Cindy Hill, the CMO of and president for the Grace Marketing Agency, is that y'all want to know me. So, okay, LRGA Curves is an acronym for my name, you guys. LRGA is the acronym for my entire name. And I'll give you the first letter is L, and that's Leah. So nice to meet you. My name is Leah. Thanks for being here on LRGA Curves. And oh my God, I'm so shy now. See, LRGA Curves is my character, but Leah is really shy, you guys. Oh my God. But if you really want to know me, that's who I am. Okay, I'll get over it. And I'm going to go back and add my little email thing to the website. Don't get mad when you guys have to enter the email to get my newsletter that I'll start doing, because I actually fancy myself a writer too. And I got a lot to say, as you guys can tell. Like I can write it down too. So you guys be careful. Look, CD is in the house. Hi, mommy. You guys, CD is my mommy. So CD is saying, hey, love y'all. As an avid consumer, help me understand the impact and influence of marketing on me, the consumer. Carmela always has some great questions, y'all.
Hey, Mom. I was like, who is CD? Because my nickname is CC. So I'm like, who is that? Anyway, but she always has like these, these nuggets of wisdom.
She does do good questions.
I love it. So I just feel that people don't realize how much marketing affects their decisions every day. Because, everything that we do is influence. Like, I don't know about you, but right now I'm like on this, very, lifestyle change, if you will, just trying to change how I'm eating. And I don't know about you, but when I'm on this, this journey, I can't tell you how many commercials like focus on like cheesy food, like
yes,
food that I really want.
Yes.
The impact that would have had on me before I started this journey is I would be rushing out because the commercial focuses not on anything around, but it focuses on the cheesy food, and then it focuses on the happy people, right?
Yeah.
So that marketing really makes me think that if I go get that,
I'm
I'm
gonna be
going
happy.
to be so happy.
I'm gonna be happy.
That's a very like small example, but consumer marketing has a huge influence. Like I don't know if people realize when people are watching the Super Bowl and then there's the halftime show and then they show the commercials, like people are paying millions and millions and millions of dollars for those spots, right? Companies are paying because they know that they have the attention of the world at that moment, and
Yeah.
then know that whatever that commercial is, it's going to have an influence on that consumer and how they see that brand. And before you know it, like what happens to us is we start thinking that those brands are superior, right?
Yeah.
They're in the halftime show, right?
Right?
It has a huge impact on how we purchase. It has a huge impact on our lifestyle. And I think, again, the internet we know has had a huge impact, but the internet has just partnered up with, marketing and has become a part of it. So I think it has a huge influence on you, Mom. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it really does. Part of, I'm a rebel in my heart too, y'all. So
Yeah.
like, I hate feeling like I got talked out of my dollar. And I hate feeling that's a whole component of being sold, right? Like, I don't want to be sold. Like, I really don't. And that's part of why I refuse to impulse buy at the store. Like all that stuff at the cash register, I refuse to engage because I know it's their last ditch effort to make me buy something that I really didn't come in here for.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's a way of they talk. That's to me, they're talking me out of my dollar.
That's
That
right.
little impulse thing, So for the
Even when you said the grocery store, sorry I cut you off, but that's all. People don't realize it has a lot to do with product placement, but it's also marketing because again, in order to be in those areas, you have to, buy into being put in those. Like they just don't grab a bunch of stuff and put it there for you. Like
right.
that's all a part of marketing as well, and product placement as far as like when you go
What shelf you get,
shelving, yeah, that's all. That's purchase placement, right? So,
yeah. Because like Everett and Jones barbecue sauce, our hometown barbecue sauce, y'all. Shout out to the Bay Area.
Right.
They went from the bottom shelf in stores to now they're like kind of almost eye level. So that had to be over time, I guess, in product placement, and maybe the more units they sold, maybe the higher the shelf. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But if you don't have the money, you don't have the money to be there, right? But you have a great and you're doing great marketing, you can get it the other ways. It's not the easiest way. Money is the easiest way, of course, but that's why I say your brand story is super, super important. And that starts at the beginning, and it really takes you to figure that out because no one can communicate you and your product or service better than you.
Okay. So that I'm taking a lot away from this, you guys. We got 8 more minutes and we're almost done. So we already went over social media. We're going to circle back to the this is another great thing. I love these kind of things because it's everything we need around marketing, but it all works together to make our business and our life more adhesive and compatible and amicable. If we're taking the components of success and adding them to our business endeavors, then that's what we need to do. So I like this.
I don't know where you got this slide, but I do love this slide because, well, it kind of looks like Zyrene made it for me, but.
Well, no, I just went on.
I love this slide, but the reason I love this slide is because the 3 larger fonts on this slide, goals, ideas, and a plan. Like if you don't have those 3 things, you're not ready. You're not ready.
Right. And if you are ready, you can call Grace Marketing. And this is Cindy Hill. She's been with us today here on Larger Curves for our coffee room when the professionals talk marketing. You can get, and this is Caleb. This is how we met you guys. So here's a little story. I'm going to give you guys something. Look, I'm going to give you guys something. So how I met Cindy Hill is me and her son have the same birthday.
Right.
And they're like, actually, it ends up being 1 day apart, but we met at the park and both of our kids went to the same school. They were 3 years old and now they're 14, y'all. And so every birthday party, they get 2 birthdays because they go to his house, then our house, since they were 3 years old, pretty much, except for, well, during the pandemic and everything. But we're going to get back on schedule.
Call it the Demic?
The demic. Yeah. Some, I don't know all the logistics of YouTube, but some people say the whole word, some people don't. But they have a thing where if you say the whole word here, they like, so I call it different things. But yeah, during the dim, but this is Caleb. And so you guys can get at Cindy at Grace Marketing. Be prepared for greatness. She is a guru over there. This is her contact information. Cindy at Grace Marketing Agency. It's also in the description. Let me see. I'll go back and put the actual website address in the description. I didn't do that. I had only put your email there. So I'll go back and add your actual website, to the description so people can find you that way also. And here we have, does anybody have, I think we have time for 1 or 2.
I have to say something first. I have to say something.
Yeah.
I'm just so proud of you. So I know that you have a lot of, people that you communicate with all the time. And like you said, during the pandemic, I'm off doing what I'm doing. You're doing what you're doing. But it's so great. I'm so proud of you that, like, literally, I got to see your interview with Dr. Heavenly, and it was so awesome. And your personality is just meant to do this. So, just kudos to manifesting what you want. Because when TikTok first came out, I was just like, blah, TikTok.
Yeah.
Person, whatever. And like literally, you had the funniest, best TikTok videos. We would sit here during the demic. I'll use that. We would sit here and just like, what is Leah today? So you just have so much fun with it. And so, speaking of a content creator, good for you. And I'm just so I've seen your followers and engaged followers grow. And you just nailed that interview. So I'm really, really proud of you.
Oh, thank you. That means so much to me.
I can totally see this thing just getting bigger and bigger. So you do you, girlfriend.
Oh my God, I appreciate that. That's such positive reinforcements because I love this, you guys. I love it. I love connecting. I love sharing fantastic ideas with fabulous people. And that's what I'm doing over here. So I appreciate that feedback. And about going for your dreams. That's what you have to do. Just go for it, you guys. Just go for it. I've been talking about it for a long time, getting on these YouTube streets, and I'm finally here and we're going all the way. So we have only a minute left. I'm going to add this to the stream one more time to make sure you guys get it. Cindy Hill, Grace Marketing Agency. We appreciate you being here today. Yes, go for your dreams. It's very important. And thanks again for being here today, Cindy. Is there any final thoughts? Because I only want to keep you an hour because I know you're a busy guru and everything.
I just want everyone to enjoy, what they're doing, choose a product or service. The one thing that is important is that it's something that you love. I mean, it's so cliche for me to say this, but do what you love because it shows if you don't, right? And you're just not going to be great at it. Nobody who is great at something is doing something that they don't like or they lukewarm like. So do what you love. And in the words of my mom, do it with grace. Right?
Can we give it up for Cindy Hill, y'all? Thank you for being here. And I want to thank everybody in the house today. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being part of my beautiful, curvy community over here. I'm going to give us a long clap out while I go through these names. We had Marsha in the house. Gabrielle was in the house. CD was in the house. Ayoko was in the house. Chef Don was in the house. We had Marsha in the house. And I think we had one other. Oh, yeah. Since White was in the house, but he was supposed to be in school. So I appreciate everybody coming into the house today of Larger Curves. Make sure you smash the buttons. Smash the subscribe button. Look, I hit the cow moo. Hit the subscribe button. Smash the like button. Hit the bell so you can become part of this beautiful curvy community and get notified next time I upload a video. And I want to thank you, Cindy Hill, for coming out today and discussing your expertise in the world of marketing. And I hope everybody here today got a nugget and in the replay gets a nugget, leave a comment. I love interacting with you. Thanks for being here. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.
Thanks.